Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Strv 103B. It's a tier 10 Swedish tank destroyer. It's located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka Encounter, and this one is under the command of YoMamas. Now, he's had this tank in action before. He's got one mark of excellence on the barrel, and he's done rather well with it. But let's see how he gets on in this battle. Oh, well, starts off by colliding with the Charfuture 4 right at the start of the game, but don't let that let you down, because there's always a traffic jam on these maps. Tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it, so he's top tier. He's got to do a lot of work, but I'm sure he's up for it. Okay, well, he's starting off. He's actually going to head up the hedgerow towards the enemy. In fact, actually, he's just spotted a CS63 ahead of him, and he's picking up some spotting damage straight away, and he's gone straight into the aim. There we go. He let that one go through because he's actually after a bigger fish. Trying to get around into the A phase one, didn't get that one to connect, but 2 rounds he spotted on the CS63, so he's off the mark. Now, it's a 105mm gun capable of doing 390 alpha, and it will penetrate 300 and I think it's 308. Is it? Yep, 308mm with standard APCR, and with the premium APCR it goes through 350mm. It's very accurate once it's in siege mode, and that's what he's doing at the moment. But he's sitting down here in the bush rows, not the normal position, which is up on the hill, on the flanks, I should say, over there. Now he's decided to take it into a little more aggressive position on the actual road. A phase 1 comes back into sight, but now his view's being blocked by a death turtle. Or doom turtle, I should say, not a death turtle. Okay, Uda's going ahead of him. He's brave. Now, the thing about this tank is it is capable of pumping out 1 round every 3 seconds, technically. In fact, he's got a reload time of 5.63. The standard reload is 6.71, so that 3-second quote is for the actual real vehicle. It's basically the 105mm L74 rifle Bofors gun. It's the British design, but made by Bofors in Sweden. Obviously, Bofors also, in conjunction with Thales, manufactured the NLAW, the most recent successful contribution to anti-tank work. Well, we've got somebody in the cap at the moment, but it's not really going anywhere, and there's nobody spotting for the enemy team up on the flanks, and we haven't been spotted yet because this tank does have good camo. Oh, now there is somebody up there. It's a Leopard prototype. The S-Tank was designed in the 50s. It was actually shown to JFK, and they put it into service since 1967 to 1997. And the British actually considered buying it as one of their tanks. It was actually replaced in service with the Swedish Armed Forces by the Leopard 2. You see how accurate it is. He was going for the Capone on the Type 4, so Type 5, and he's getting pens. Yep, the lower plate. Guy's trying to maneuver to get back. It's not helping him, he's getting penetrated. That was a high roll. A low roll there. So he's already got to 1,500 hit points of damage, and another one goes in. Kill shot. Yep, gets it. Now, the guy who designed this tank was Sven Berge, and he called it the Alternative S. It became known as the S tank. penetrating that Centurion, and he goes down eventually, and he's taken out by the U-16. Now the idea was actually to eliminate the turret, and by using incredibly thin armor but very well angled, it was very difficult for enemy tanks to penetrate, because if the rounds did hit at a long angle, they'd just bounce off. Sweden built 290 Strv 103Bs, and the B version is the one with the Rolls-Royce engine and a Caterpillar diesel. I think it's a turbine diesel, I should say. E75, easy to pen, look at that. Aiming low, trying to get the modules in the main hull. Go for the low plate. Yep, gets it. Low roll though, 347. The enemy's taking a huge amount of damage. He's now up to 4,000 hit points of damage, and his teammates are actually going quite a long way up into the enemy rear. There's still some enemies up there. E75 and the Leopard prototype, and now to his right he's got that A phase 1, but he's going to take the E75 out first. Puts one into the turret, going for the cupola if he can get it, but he gets the side of the turret. Yep, and he gets a kill, so it's 2 kills now. And he's now aiming for the E100 side of the turret. Now, can he take that A phase 1? He can't see the turret for the A phase 1. Not just yet. Oh, we just took a hit from Arty, and he's gone. So he's done 1,600 of spotting assist, and his teammates have moved so far forward that he can now abandon the bushes and move forward to try and get shots on that E100. And in the distance, we can see a Gorilla 15. He's just popped over the railway line, I think. Gone on the other side. Oh, T30. No problem at all. He'll easily pen that. And the guy got tracked. And he's out the game. An enemy TVP is trying to sneak down, but there's also a CS63 right next door to the railway line. And there's one up on the hill as well. The game's still fairly even though we've captured a huge amount of enemy territory, because they've got the east side of the map and we've got the west side. Okay, the enemy appears to be trying to come around behind us, but unfortunately they didn't reckon with there being a Strv 103B here, and now they are in danger. They're just the other side of that ramp that leads up to the railway crossing, so we can't get a shot of them just yet, but he's trying to move to a position where he can. Say these bushes here will look good. So he just needs them to come into sight, or somebody to spot them. You should see the TVP or the CS63. The CS63 is a one-shot, I believe. And there's the TVP. Didn't get him. That's awkward. But we know the CS63 is a little further down. Oh, Arty trying to get him. It's a GW Tiger. He's over the other side of the river, right next door to the water. Now, can we get a snipe shot? Here comes the TVP, trying to get an easy kill. Doesn't work out so well for him though, because our teammates alongside us. And there goes the kill shot. That's the 3rd kill. And he thanks the Conqueror, the Super Conk. TNH just turned up now, and he's still fairly healthy. This could be a problem. Pumps one into his hull. Oh, he's taking damage now. He's took 2 shots from TNH. Now he needs to get another round in to stop this guy moving. Oh, kill shot into the engine bay. Thanks to the Supercom. Now he's got the Charge Future. Pumps one into him, gets a high roll. That Charge Future is now in a whole world of trouble. So the moves. Yep, we can see him. And trying to go for another one. Nope, can't get him before he pops over the railway line again. But he has to run away, because if he stays where he was, the Super Conqueror is going to have him, but we're going to have him now. One ricochets off, but he goes over the railway line, and the Super Conqueror says nope, shuts him down. There's only 3 enemies left. One's up on top of the hill, and I think that's the Leopard prototype. And the other two, well, one of them just got wiped out. That was the the CS63, rather, I should say. No, that's our CS63 being wiped out, sorry. But their Charpu 4 just got wiped out from the north, which now means that there's only two left. Leopard prototype up on the hill. That's the one we saw earlier in the game. The one who was spotting. We've gone to the siege. Where are you? There he is. One straight through the turret and he's out the game. That means the last enemy's the Guerrilla 15. We come out of siege. Got to get to this this bush line as quickly as we can so we can shoot down on the Guerrilla. Okay, he's decided to go beyond it, but there he is. Oh! Cheeky shot! And that's the kill that ends the game. Very well played by YoMamas. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was another ace tanker for YoMamas in his Strv 103B. He's had one before, that's why there's no scrolls underneath. He managed to get a fighter badge for taking out at least 4 enemy tanks. He got 5 in the end, 1 short of a top gun and 1/3 of the enemy team. He got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, as well as a fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 14. On top of all that, he picked up the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. You can see the win rate was very high indeed, 12,194, which is super unicum and quite a bit extra on top. Let's have a look at team score. 7,478 hit points of damage. That's a very high score indeed. The next highest scorer was the Guerrilla 15. He got a little, well, it wasn't quite a snapshot. It was more of a lob at the enemy right to the end of the game. But he actually got a shot into that guy just before he died. 4,578 hit that guy got. And the Udes managed to get 3,188 hit points of damage. And he also picked up a Confederate. When it came to kills, yep, YoMamas got that one. 5 kills for him, 4 kills for the E100, who also picked up a cool-headed and a steel wall. And the next high scorer in the game was, in fact, the Udes 16, who only got 2 kills, but nobody else managed to get more than 1 kill. In fact, there was only 3 players with more than 1 kill, and yep, YoMamas was in top. And we should point out as well, the Arty managed to get a Confederate as well during that game. And when it came to base XP, yep, he's got that one. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,398 base to YoMamas. 1,040 went to the Udes 16. And 947 went to the T95, the Doom Turtle. And in fact, I think that score is very high because he did a lot of spotting during that game from the position he was in behind the hedgerow. Because it was a very good position in order to let his teammates do damage. He fired 32 rounds in the game. You only get 50 rounds of ammunition in the Strv 103B, so he fired more than half his ammo. 30 direct hits on the enemy and 22 penetrations, 1 splash. Damage of 7,478, of which 2,868 broke more than 300 meters. He received 4 hits from the enemy. 2 of them were pens, 2 non-pens, and 1 hit by way of splash damage. Yeah, he took a shot from that TNH, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, there was not much he could do about that. In fact, actually, I think it was 2 shots he took from the TNH, because, of course, that guy's got the autoloader, which with 2 shots in the mag. And yes, it was a good job that he actually had the Super Conqueror right next door to him, because he kept that guy occupied whilst YoMamas reloaded his gun and was able to get another shot in to the engine bay and take him out before he got behind him. He also took 1 hit by way of splash damage. That was from the GW Tiger on the enemy team. Yeah, and he fired 1 from long way away, right up the other end of the map, and got some splash. He also damaged block damage of 830 hit points in total. Spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 5, and did 3,073 hit points of spotting assist in that game. So combined damage of 10k. He also managed to earn 85,368 credits on a premium count. And after repair and ammunition respline, yes, he did fire some premium ammo. He ended up with a profit of 17,588 credits, and picked up 7 bonds and 2,097 XP, Same again from personal reserves, took away 4,194 experience points altogether. So a very good game for YoMamas in a Strv 103B. Let's have a quick look at the armor on this thing. This is the collision model. You can see those big shields in front, the grates, which actually stop heat rounds from hitting the very thin armor. If we go to the live model, you can see it's incredibly thin. There is only a narrow area where the actual modules are located in this vehicle. It's a fixed gun, 105mm. You aim by altering the steering, and you can see that if you hit it head on, there's very little chance you're actually going to get through because you're more than likely going to ricochet. All you can hope for is you can overmatch the armor. And if he lowers his gun down, you can see a cupola at the rear, which is possible to pen because it's only 20mm and 26 effective armor. So you have to watch out for that one. If it ever comes into view, that's what you need to aim for straight away to try and get a hit. But most of the time on these tanks, the best thing to do is get behind them, go round them, get behind them, and then you can penetrate. But you need to penetrate between the tracks, because if you try to penetrate anywhere else, well, spaced armor and the fact that the shell might bounce because it's angled there. Yeah, so the best place to actually do it is get behind it and shoot down onto it. Arty are very effective with the Strv 103B. We look at the module map. You can see that, yes, everything is in a very narrow area between the tracks. We've got the fuel tank right up front because fuel can act as an armor in certain circumstances. The engine's up front as well. Remember, this tank's got two engines. One which is the diesel. That's for moving about and just generally adjusting the position of the tank in order to shoot. And the other one is a gas turbine, which is, or diesel turbine, which is able to move the vehicle about at speed. There's a driver who can actually drive backwards because he's got periscopes facing both ways. So if he wants to, he can just basically drive almost as fast backwards as he can forwards, just 5 kilometers an hour different speed between the two. You go forwards at 50, come back at 45. The tank commander is over on the left-hand side of the vehicle. We've got the ammo racks at the back, and basically, you've also got a gunner there who's that the radio operator. I think it's the there's the tank commander. I think he is also the gunner, if I remember correctly, on this one. And the other guy is the radio operator. Yes, so radio operator on this side. Commander is also or is it the gunner? I might have to look that up, but I seem to remember there's sharing of roles in this tank, and that's why there's a delay in the loading of the gun. I'm pretty sure that the driver is only the driver in this one, but I think that one of them is sharing the loads, and I think it's the commander is also the gunner and the loader, and the radio operator is also a loader, but he also operates the radio. That's the combination, I think it is, if I remember correctly. But you can see that it's fairly easy to get the shots into them if you're side on, but not so easy to get at them if you're looking directly at the vehicle. So basically, if you aim down this side of the vehicle, you've got a chance of hitting the gunner, and on this side, you've got a chance of hitting the tank commander. The ammo rack is actually round the back of the vehicle, and once these tracks have been tracked or disabled, immobilized, you can get behind this vehicle and then put a shell into the rear to set off the ammo rack. So that's where the modules are on the Strv 103B. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And congratulations to YoMamas for getting such a high score in this one. Very good score indeed. Very active battle. Thanks for watching.